Good evening and welcome to Bourbon Explorer Weekly Whiskey News. This is our second week in a row of doing this. I feel pretty good, especially with a 5-month-old. My little co-host is down below me. Let's give him a little shout out. Say hello, buddy. He's my silent partner tonight. Normally he's a little bit more vocal. This is a reasonably special night, I suppose. This is the last day of Bourbon Heritage Month for 2019. It's been an interesting Bourbon Heritage Month with Hometown Rising, Bourbon and Beyond, the Speed Silent Auction, and then Louder Than Life, finishing out a trifesta of festivals that centered around bourbon and music. Of course, the Kentucky Bourbon Fest happened. That seems to be dwindling over the years, especially with the festivals popping around. And so tonight I decided I'm going to drink something that's special to me. Something that I really enjoy. This is an older bottle of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is the 139.4 batch. As you can see, this bottle has had some hurt on it. Luckily, I have a backup. I have a few of these older bottles still. And while I can't confirm that Heaven Hill used to put some older stock into these bottles prior to switching to... Hold on, let me get the pour on. That was a healthier pour than I intended, but it is the final night of Bourbon Heritage Month, so okay. Prior to Heaven Hill switching to these newer Elijah, I don't even know what batch I just grabbed, A119. Okay, so this is the first third of the year bottle for this year. Prior to switching that, I feel like the quality was not significantly. The quality was definitely better, I feel like. And in my hands, interestingly, I found this while I was cleaning out a closet, and I decided to keep it because I'm a hoarder, because I hoard things, bottles too. This is the Bourbon Review. I grabbed this issue years and years ago back at the Bourbon Society, back at the Louisville Bourbon Society, back when I was still a member of that. And I want to say that this is the 2013. I'm trying to find it. I want to say this is 2013. Is it not going to have a date on it? That would be far too easy. Gosh golly. Gee Willikers. Spring 2013. Volume 6, Issue 1. Okay. Spring 2013. And in here, you will note that Heaven Hill recently announced the limited edition release of a barrel-proof version of the beloved Elijah Craig. The initial release was bottled at 134.2 proof and made available to the public in March. It suggested retail $39.99. In here, you'll also find the fall 2012 Parker's Heritage release, back when you could easily find these on the shelf. Knob Creek added a rye. Summer 2012 had Elijah Craig 20-year single barrel. Jefferson's was releasing quote-unquote rare whiskeys. 10-year Old Rip will see slight increase in supply. Yeah, so these are all really funny. I think Larceny was introduced. That's true. Winter 2012, Larceny was introduced. So this is a nice little throwback I like to keep around because it shows where bourbon has come from. As far as news goes, pretty limited. There was a brush fire about 100 yards in front of Heaven Hill that was taken care of pretty quickly, luckily. I think Skew on Twitter found that there's a 2-year-old High West malt. I believe that was in part what went into the barrel vatted malt whiskey. There's not a lot. The Baker's 13 single barrel, 13-year-old single barrel appears to be hitting. The Knob Creek quarter cask was announced after it was already on shelves, so I don't know that I count that as news because it's been on shelves for weeks and it's already out there. The Heaven Hill Bottled in Bond 7-year has started hitting, and that one is something that I discussed in my Heaven Hill. It's the old H&K moniker. I'm gonna screw it up, so I'm gonna go to the website and pull it up. I believe it's Heaven Hill because you suck and we hate you. Let's see. Yes, it's Heaven Hill because you suck and we hate you. I wrote that, and I included taking the 6-year bottled in bond off the market at $12 a bottle and replacing it with a $40 7-year bottled in bond when Old Ezra 101 also existed at 7 years. There's plenty of examples. I don't need to go into it right now. Heaven Hill, lately you are not someone I'm the biggest fan of, but your older products are phenomenal. I mean, this is a caramel and oak bomb right on the nose. Honey, tobacco, leather. I mean, this is a phenomenal whiskey, and they really did put out some phenomenal whiskeys. Now, that's not to say that Elijah Craig Barrel Proof isn't still a great bottle. At $50, you're still talking about a 12-year-old barrel proof whiskey. I just don't think they put the old stock into it, and I don't think it's as high a quality as it once was. I really was for a long time a Heaven Hill fanboy, so it's really sad for me to see where they've kind of come to. As far as other news goes, there's just really not much this week. Like I said, of course, BTAX, their reviews are going around. I did not get review samples. I've never gotten review samples. Everything that you'll see on our channel and on our site is stuff that I have purchased personally. Yeah, we talked about, I did a video on the Preston Van Winkle, revealing that the Buffalo Trace lawyers went after the bourbon secondary market. I've already talked about that. I did write an article today. It's up on the site. It's on bourbontrailexplorer.com. If you want to go and check it out, it's a history of the Van Winkles. And this isn't an opinion piece. This is just a straight history piece. I went from the introduction back when he was a 19-year-old boy working for, and yes, 19-year-old is a boy, working for William LaRue Weller as a salesperson, all the way up to modern times and kind of through the family history. It's not a book, but it is I feel like a nice little in-depth piece. If you want to go take a look, I put some time and effort into doing some research and trying to find what I could. I'll be going on a new riff pick. This will be my second new riff pick in the middle of October. I'm really excited about that. It's they do a great job up at New Riff. I can't wait until they do single barrel rye picks, because their single barrel proof rye is phenomenal. And we're gonna, again, I keep talking about this. We're gonna see how it stacks up. Finally, this Sunday, we're gonna see how these ryes stack up. No more delay. So there's not really much to discuss. I'm just going to take a sip of this delicious old batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. That is phenomenal. Oh my God. It's a little bit of heat because it is 139.4, but it's not too much. There's just oak. A little bit of cherry. Caramel, of course, and vanilla. This is a bourbon-ass bourbon. Tobacco and leather come through. That finish just keeps going. The nose is incredible. The mouthfeel is incredible. The flavor is incredible. It's complex. This is what Heaven Hill should be doing with their whiskeys. Unfortunately, the latest Parker's is a huge letdown. I have tried that. The new Parker's Heritage, the rye, is not good in any way. Somehow they made it taste like it was 180 proof. It comes out hot, and that's all it comes out as. It's not very good. I do not recommend purchasing it, especially for the increased price to $150. I'm hoping to get my hands on a Four Roses this week to give that a try. We'll give that a review. If there's any suggestions, throw them in the comments. If there's something that you want to see on the back shelf, if there's something that you want to see on any of these shelves, throw a comment up. We'll do a review on it. So for that's it. It's, like I said, quiet week. Go check out that Van Winkle article if you've ever been interested in the history of the Van Winkles. And I hope everybody has a great evening. cheers to Bourbon Heritage Month. Let's send you out with a bang, and let's hope for a cooler October. It's been 90 plus degrees here for way too long. Cheers, everybody.